This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a common problem of a leak of water coming out near the sink from the air gap. We're going to use a tool here to reach in and try and clear out the big black tube that goes between this air gap thing here on the right of the faucet and down to the garbage disposer. So I took off the silver part, and on this one I just spun off the top plastic piece, and I'm going to put this bottle brush down into the tube. There's two tubes, a little one in the middle, and then there's a bigger one kind of around it. That's the one you want to put your cleaner brush into. You could also use just a straightened coat hanger, would work fine. The idea is to reach down in there and get inside the big black tube that goes between the air gap and the garbage disposer and clean that out. I'm just testing it now to see if I got enough of the junk out. A bunch of stuff came out, so I'm going to make it go to drain and see if any more water shoots out. You want to make sure the openings of the air gap do point toward the sink, so if it does back up, it will shoot out into the sink and not all over the counter. But I still see a little bit of a spill coming out of there. It's a lot better. I think that there's still somewhat of an obstruction, so I'm going to open it up again, and this time I think I'll use something longer. I'm going to use this straightened out coat hanger. You can just use a pair of pliers to straighten out your coat hanger, and then again I'm going to put it into the tube, not the little tube in the middle, but there's a tube, big one surrounding the little one, and if you just gently push down the coat hanger, it'll kind of find its way down into that big black tube, and then this will knock out some of the stuff that's probably in there, some grease or fat. In this case there's a lot of coffee grounds too, and that will work it loose. And then when the dishwasher drains, water comes up through the white hose or gray hose, kind of makes a U-turn through the air gap and then comes down through the bigger tube, the big black tube, down to your garbage disposer or into your sink drain, and that tube has gotten blocked up. So I'm just pushing this down in there, and then I'm going to test it again, see if it's any better. And just to test it, all I do is I just put the top back on, and then I'll set the dishwasher to drain. You can get a dishwasher to drain just by usually pressing the start button. A lot of dishwashers for 3 seconds or more will get the drain function going. Then you kind of look at it and see if it's still backing up or if the water is flowing through there. You should be able to hear it cavitating, like bouncing around in the air gap and then flowing down into the garbage disposer or into the kitchen sink. So I think that did it. I think we got rid of all the stuff. Usually after you work it loose, new water coming in will kind of push the debris that's still left in the tube down into the garbage disposer. But you have to basically break it up a little bit to get it moving. And again, it's a pretty common problem. It won't really do anything except it's an irritation because you get water over your countertop. But if you notice your dishwasher won't drain, it could be that the center tube, the one right in the middle, actually has something clogging it. You can use the same technique. You can use a straightened out coat hanger or some long skinny object you can put down into that center tube, and that can work loose anything that might be blocking it. But now as I test it, I think it's doing good. I don't really see any water coming out. Just good when you do this kind of repair before you fully close up and put away everything. You just test it a few more times. Really make sure you're out of the woods. The other way you can do this is you can disconnect that black tube from the garbage disposer underneath and do the same thing. You can use a coat hanger. This way it's just maybe a little faster because you don't have to disconnect any hoses. You do need something pretty long. I would say about 1.5 to 2 feet long to really reach through all that tube. So I'm just doing this one more time, going down into that outer part and then moving it around. Nice customer here, just watching and interested in how it all works. So got that way down in there. I think that did the trick. I'm going to bring it back out. The tool I was using before is a really nice one. It has a little brush at the end with a flexible thing that pushes down in there, but it only goes in about a foot. So these tubes are usually longer, about 1.5 to 2 feet. So just test it one more time. And yep, it's all going down into the sink. That's what we like. So this should only take you a couple of minutes to do this repair, and really you don't need any tools except for maybe a straightened coat hanger, maybe a pair of pliers to straighten out the coat hanger. So I'm going to test it by manually adding some water into the dishwasher just to kind of speed things up, because the dishwasher had already drained out all of its water. So I'll put some water in there, and then I'll press that start button for 3 to 4 seconds, and that'll activate the drain function, and just make sure it's all going to shoot out of there. If dishwashers can't drain, they will have all kinds of problems. They usually won't start, they won't clean well, and they're pretty easy to get a dishwasher to drain unless something's clogging the impeller. In this case, it was just kind of a plumbing issue because there's a clog in that tube. So just putting that top back on, and again I want to get that opening pointing in toward the sink, so the water will shoot into the sink if it ever happened again. I think it would take a long time for the tube to accumulate enough junk to back up, but that did the trick. I hope that helps you too and get yours going really fast. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance, and we'll send you a lot more repair videos. Thanks again. Bye-bye.